Dear student, we would like to continue to our chapter that one, our short story Lost Leaf, written by O. Henry. Alright, well, you understood the character sketch of Mr. Berman? Did you study Mr. Berman? Who was Mr. Berman? Berman was a painter. Poor Ely lived in the first floor of Beneath Dam. Beneath Dam means Greenwich Village, beneath Johnsey and Suey. Okay? How old he was 60 past. Okay, then his life, Berman was a failure in art. He always wanted to paint a masterpiece, but still he couldn't paint his masterpiece. But he never yet began to paint it. Paint it means the masterpiece. Okay, for many years he had painted nothing. He didn't get profit except now and then something in the line of commercial or advertising work only getting. Okay, so professionally he was a failure in art. He didn't get more money from art. He earned a little money by serving as a model for those young artists who could not pay the price for the regular model. Okay, right. He's here young artists as Sui and Johnsy, and Mr. Berman is a model of Sui and Johnsy, and Sui is now want to complete the picture with his Berman. That's the relation between Berman and Sui and Johnsy here. But he always talked about great masterpiece he was going to paint. Mr. Berman has high ambition, want to paint a masterpiece work. For the rest, he was fierce little old man who regarded himself as act as a watchdog. Watchdog of whom? Watchdog of Johnsy and Sui. Or the protector of two young artists above him. Living above him in upstairs of them, of whom he was very fond. Fond means like. Yes. So Mr. Berman liked Soya Johnson very much. So this paragraph says about a character sketch of Mr. Berman, very important. You should have to write in your notebook. Okay. Okay, we understood that well. Sui understood the feelings of Johnsy. Johnsy was still looking outside the window and he is very uh, tired too much and also comes to be as a particular cold because of the autumn season is there. Still these leaves of the tree is falling. 1, 2, 3, like 11, 7, 10 is comes out. Sui found her Burma in his very poorly lighted studio. In one corner of the room stood a blank canvas which had been waiting for 20 years of receiving the first line of this promised masterpiece. She told him Johnson's fancy, and how she feared she would indeed, light and fragile as the leaf himself, float away when her slight hold upon the world grew weaker. I know this we already studied, but still I just read this one. Please listen this. Okay. And this paragraph also says the relationship between Berman and Sui and Johnsy here. Old Berman shouted, "Are there people in the world who are foolish enough to die simply because the leaves fall from the old vine?" That is Old Berman says. Is it Johnsy as crazy? I have never heard such a things. Who talked to whom? Mr. Berman talked to Sui. About whom? About Johnsy. Okay. Why do you permit such a silly ideas to come in for your mind? Oh, poor little Miss Johnsy. Then Berman himself says about the what is the petty condition about Johnsy. She is very ill and very weak, explains Sui, and the fever has left her mind full of strange ideas. Now, severe illness, that is fever, high fever. So, Johnsy acting very differently. Who said it? Sui says to Berman. They are discussed about the Johnsy. Okay. Johnsy was sleeping when they both went upstairs. Sui pulled down the curtain and motioned Brahman into the other room. They looked out of the window fearfully at Hilavine. Then they looked at each other for a moment without speaking. A cold rain was falling, is it? Mixed with the snow, Berman took a seat and prepared himself to pose for Sui as a model. This paragraph says about, well, Berman acted as a model in front of Sui, right? And also mentioned about the climate. autumn, very severe cold, and snow also, right? So everybody now felt it. Most of them felt it in that village. Fever. Okay. When Sui woke up the next morning, she found Johnsy with a dull, wide open eye looking at the window. Still, next morning, when Sui woke up, he saw still Johnsy look up at the outside the window and the tree and the leaves. Pull up the curtain, I want to see, Johnsy said quietly. Sue obeyed. So Johnsy still looked upon there, and it was obstructed by curtain, and she ordered for to Johnsy to open it curtain. Okay. But oh, after the heavy rain and the storming wind, one leaf was still hanging on the vine. Vine means a tree. The last leaf still dark green. It hung bravely from the branches some 20 feet above the ground. So now the vine trees, there is only one leaves. The color of the vine, leaf is dark green. Okay, and at any time it will be fall. Johnsy looked it very anxiously. Okay. It is the last one, said Johnsy. I thought it would be surely fall during this night, or the night. I heard the wind and the rain. It will fall today, and I shall die at the same time. That is the beliefs of whom? Or Johnsy. What Sui did? So he can't do anything. So he's really sympathized, and she tried more about to care and cure, but still Johnsy followed. They had less confidence life in there. So Sui said that, dear Johnsy, placing her face close to Johnsy's on the pillow, think of me if you want to think of yourself. What shall I do? So the pathetic conditions described by Sui. The day wore away, and even though at twilight they could see the long ivy leaves clinging at seam against the wall. Yeah, twilight that day, twilight, 12 means Sandhyaner. That time itself, the trees' leaves are there. It's clinging, just hanging. And then with this coming of the night, the north wind was again lost, and the rain began to fall heavily. So the climate is again very severe. Definitely, Johnsy believed that leaves will fall today itself, today night itself. That may be end of my life itself. That's a belief of Johnsy. When it was light enough, Johnsy, the merciless command that the curtain be raised, the ivy leaf was still there. Okay. Johnsy lay for a long time looking at it, and then she called to Sui. I have been a bad girl, Sui, said Johnsy. Something has made the last leaf stay there just to show me how bad I was. It is a sin to want to die. You may bring me a little soup now, and then put some pillows behind me, and I will sit up and watch you cook. So what happened the next day? Next day still it is not, the leaf is not pulled down. It's still there. Now John sees himself about his life, and now she needed some soup. She asked to Sui to bring some cup of soup and make a pillow for to me in the bed. I want to just look at the outside. An hour later, she said, Sui, someday I hope to paint the Bay of Naples. That is, Bay of Naples is a painting. The painting picture name is Bay of Naples. The doctor came in the afternoon. Even chances, said the doctor, taking Sui in, shaking hand in his. With the good nursing you will win. And now I must do another case I have downstairs. So doctor said that now John is okay, no problem. It is mainly by your care, who is care and cure, that brings John C. Back to his life. Really, thanks to Sui, doctor said. And doctor also said, I want the same kinds of patient in the downstairs. I want to go there. That is who? That patient is Mr. Berman. His name is some kind of artist, I believe. Pneumonia. He caught pneumonia. Mr. Berman caught pneumonia now. He is an old, weak man, and the attack in acute. There is no hope for him, but he goes to the hospital today to be made more comfortable. Oh my God. Now pneumonia caught our beloved Berman. How Berman caught pneumonia? So we want to know that very anxiously. Exactly what happened? Well, we want to know that. So now Sui's case is over. Sui is now okay. Doctor declared that John C is okay. Sui is also very happy. Now the leaf is not fall, and John C also not dead, still alive. So John C also surprised, and Sui is also very comfortable now because of the doctor's decision is final. Doctor said that now John C is okay. So, but the John C informed that I want to look after another patient downstairs of this room. That is Mr. Berman. Doctor said that Sui and John C. He is an artist, somewhat artist, say that he got pneumonia. He's so old and also didn't like to go to hospital today and made more comfort. So that is why what happened. The next day the doctor said to Sui, she is out of danger. You won't. Nutrition and crow now, that's all. So now he's okay. Who is okay? Oh, John C is now, dear John C is okay now. She is very happy. And at the same time, Sui is also very happy. And that afternoon, Sui came to bed was John C lay contentedly and put on arm and here pillows and all. I have something to tell you, she said. There is a very important things. So you want to talk to who? John C. Mr. Berman died of pneumonia today in the hospital. Oh, what a sad news. Our beloved moral, our beloved artist, our beloved watchdog, our beloved protector is now died due to pneumonia. Now he is in the hospital. Who said to whom? So he said to John C. So what happened now? He was ill only for 2 days only. Up to that, he's dead. They found him the morning of this first day in his room downstairs, helpless with pain. That means he couldn't climb the steps. He is before his room. He is now lay in the downstairs in the staircase. Who? Berman. His shoes and clothing were wet through the icy cold. So that is a suspense. Now we want to very anxiously waiting our result. What happened, Mr. Berman? Berman also caught pneumonia. How did Berman caught pneumonia? That is the we want to discuss. His shoes and clothing were wet through and icy cold. Yes. Why he did go out in the cold? This old man, why did he go out? Because his dress and his clothes and shoes all are wet. They couldn't imagine where he had been on such a dreadful night. They couldn't mean Swiss and Jonesy couldn't understand where this night this old man went off or gone. They couldn't imagine. Okay, they means here Sui and Jonesy. And then they found a lantern. Lantern means light, still lighted. Still that lantern is not off. It is lighting. And the ladder that had been dragged from its place and some scattered brushes. That means some scattered means here and there brushes are throwing. And palette with the green and yellow colors mixed in it. The palette means a plate where the painters were used the brush sink into the paint and start to draw the picture. That means palette is a thing where paint is poured. Okay. Look out of the window, dear, at the last ivy leaf on the wall. Didn't you wonder why it is never fluttered or moved within the wind blow? That means Sui said to Jonesy, "You see the last leaf. You said it that will fall down today night, but it's still there. Look at that." What happened, you know? What is the secret of that one? Even though it is very cold wind, autumn season, and also that means wind is very strong, still that leaf is there. What is the secret? You understood? Do you understood? Then Sui said the secret. What is that? Dear, at the last ivy leaf on the wall, didn't you wonder why it is never fluttered or moved when it wind blow? Ah, darling, it is Berman masterpiece. He painted it. Actually, that leaf is already fallen, but the artificial leaf is put by our hero, Mr. Berman. Same color and same dicto. It's Berman masterpiece. He painted it. He painted that leaf. There the night that the last leaf fell. Oh my God, what a good contribution. What a good help. How he is too mercy, too kind, too benevolent, is it? Who? Mr. Berman. So actually that leaf already fall down, but that is artificially painted by Mr. Berman, and he's fixed that leaf on there. That's why still that leaf is there. That is a masterpiece of whom? That is a masterpiece of brilliant work of masterpiece, brilliant work of Mr. Berman. Actually, Mr. Berman died because of that night cold wind, snow work. Because of the cold wind, he worked at that night fully with what? Rain, storm, and snow. That is why he caught pneumonia. The next day itself, he died. Because of that work, in order to fix that artificial leaf on the leaf. So that is why our beloved Berman died because of that work. That is his masterpiece according to who? According to Sui. So now Mr. Berman is no more. He died for the sake of Jhansi in order to fix the artificial leaf on the tree. So that is the last leaf story ending. Really, it's a very good story, is it? It's a very good story. So let us want to answer the question answers here. As I told you, must be HSS Live Guru. You should have to get this net or this link. You should go through and should check the question answer and should write it in your notebook. Okay. So what is the role of a patient's conviction, willpower in this process of getting cured of disease? Do you think that it has positive role? Why? Yes, I think that this is a positive role because the patient should be confident. The patient should possess willpower. The patient should positive. Then only he can, or doctor can, or anyone can little bit comfort, or doctor can easily cure the diseases. So here is our Jhansi is not at all confident, not at all a willpower girl. She always talk about death. Lastly, Sui is care and cure, doctors care and cure, and Mr. Berman's brilliant work that is save the life of Jhansi, but another life will be gone. So we should have to possess our willpower and we should have positive attitude. And if that positive attitude and willpower and confidence, determination is good for when we are suffering from some heavy damage or heavy catastrophe or heavy disappointment. Okay, so don't be afraid about the diseases. So okay, that's the first question. And the second question of this topic is, do you think that Berman drew the leaf knowing well that he was risking his own life? Give reason. Yes, this Berman has lost his own life for drawing the pictures. He take risk. He take risk. That's why he has lost his life, and also he has to help to another girl. That girl, his name is Jhansi. Do you think this painting of yours, Berman, is a masterpiece? Definitely. Even though this leaf painting is not a symbol one, it's a symbol of a life. It's because of that symbol of leaf tree, uh, he can save the life of another girl, that John C. That is why we can say that Berman work is a masterpiece. Now here is lastly, what is that? Here lastly completes the story is given below. Here is title, author, characters, settings, main events, solution is there. And here's the word is there. Sui and Burma have different character traits, yet they have something in common. Fill in the characters indication maps given below using the words and describe the characters and their actions and then quote sentence from the story of justify your words. Yes. That means Sui and Burman, with the help of Sui and Burman, John C. is still alive because of the merciful, benevolent, kind, and mercy, both of them, both Burman and Sui. With this, with their care, with their willpower, John C. is still alive. Okay. Here is a friendship greetings. John C. was quite grateful to Sui for having stood with her during her difficult times. Yes, that is an exact friend. If you have if you felt some difficulty, if that do you have a friends, if that friends have to attach with you, cooperate with you, that is exact friend. So yes, Sui is a exact friend of John C. That's why John C. recovered from her illness. And so here is a greeting card is sent by John C. to Sui after after this story happened. There is a long time after. So how is comes to be their friendship? That is how the greetings are connected. This is a greetings card here. Here is the word is my dear Sui. My heart brims with a boundless gratitude and joy when I think of you, my friend. You made a hailstorms in my life pass without causing my harm. You are my pillar of my strength through the harrowing times and I went through. You gave me the courage to overcome everything with a smile. Thank you being there with me, your Johnson. So how to write a greeting letter to your friends? So this is the words we can accept. Okay. So here is a complete the conversation between Sui and Johnson. Before we want to know the character sketch of Sui and Johnson, then you could easily to complete the conversation. Is there is a very friendly, no? Yes, Sui. How are you? Have you been coughing a lot? Have you taken to medicine? Johnson. Oh, I think it's no use. My cough is killing me. Johnson's character you want to use no confidence, is it? Sui's character, she is too much love Johnsy. What are you looking at, Johnsy? I'm looking at the windows. That's the trees. Sui, please don't look at the outside, Johnsy. I will die after this. Like this words you can say. Stop having unnecessary thoughts, sleep well. That's the last sentence. So one is confident, another one is less confident. You must be right like that way. So right, then very good things as you have so far gone. Divide the conversation into panels, add necessary details. Each panel is developed into the script of comic script. Caption is there, so you can write the story or anything through this. So this is activities fifth one. We have now read the story Last Leaf by O. Henry. Who is the author of this? Can you say? Did you forget? Don't forget that the author O. Henry. What is the title? Last Leaf. Do you know the importance of Last Leaf? Yes. And became quite familiar with the characters and the plot. Now let us see how an event from this story can be developed into a radio play. That means it's want to play. Play means drama, right? Okay. This is a radio play. This is a scene. The one drama is now. Can you act with John C. and Sui? Who can act with the John C. and Sui? See this? The things have to come some different, right? Alright, here conversation between John C. Sui, John C. and a narrator also. The character sketch is there. So next, based on the script performs recast audio, play with the appropriate sounds, effects, and suitable software. Upload your to YouTube. And now this. What are the features of audio play? Okay, here is too much appearance, visual, sound effects, clear scene. That is connected to play. Okay. Prepare the script of radio play in the following event and perform it. Just can you perform this play? Imagine conversation between John C. and Sui. Here is that pneumonia. Really different. What's a cartoon animation of the story The Last Thief on YouTube? You can see the story in the YouTube is. So this symbol is this. Read the following sentence. I can walk hundreds of kilometers without being tired. I walked through the jungle without being tired. What's the difference? Do you notice between these two sentences? Conversation between Julian and her mother, the last chapter. Is it Kapok? It's Julian Kapok's conversation is that there's air crash. Okay, right. That is ability. That is ability is the function. You can use can and could. Permission also you can use can. Can I come with you? Can I come in the class? Like that words. Request is also. You can use a request. What is a request? That's can I get a pen? Okay. Offer. What is the offer also you can. I can give you 100 rupees. That is offer. Predicting. It can happen anywhere in the world. That is a predicting. So is the model word is can, and it can use for different purpose. For ability, can use permission, can use request, can use offer, can use for prediction and obligation. Obligation is also what is the sentence you can make? I can help my parents. Okay, that's obligation also we can use as. Okay, that is a model auxiliaries. Can, there are too much can, could, may, might, will, would. All the too much things model auxiliaries are here. So it's a can use. Can is one of the model auxiliaries. Yes. Right here. Sui meets the doctor to treat Johnsy and ask about her illness. And the doctor gives her some suggestion. Certain instructions and questions from the conversation are given below. Shall I meet Johnsy, doctor? The Sue asks that. Sui. She thinks that she is going to well. Johnsy can recover soon. Doctor said that. Can I give her some milk? Maybe who said that? Sui said it. She needs rest, doctor said it. She may like your company. Yes, that's a doctor said it. I can give her medicine at the right now. So that is a doctor saying. She likes to draw pictures. Who? Sui said it. She might be ready now. Sui said it. May I take her for a walk? So these sentences are the request word is there, obligation is there, offer word is there, permission word is there, ability is there. All model auxiliaries are used with can here. You should have to find out which is the offer, which is offer sentence, which is the request sentence, which is the predicting sentence, which is permission sentence, which is ability, and which is obligation. All sentences used to be here with the model auxiliary can. Alright then. Now write the sentence under this heading as on its new. Sentence starting with the fact. She needs rest. Yes, facts. Sentence indicating ability. I can help her. Sentence showing possibility. She can recover. Sentence seeking permission. Can I give medicine? Yes, these are the sentences used there. We use modal auxiliaries can, may, and might to express ability, possibility, and permission. And not only can, we can use may and might also in this sentence, right? So that's permission also may can use. Might also you can use in the permission, possibility, and ability, right? So may, might, can use. What is may, might, can? That's the modal auxiliaries. You must know that. Okay, last leaf is written by Ho Henry, a beautiful story contributed. You must know the characters sketch, Sui, Johnsy, Mr. Burman, and the Greenwich Village, and artist. Here, artist means painters. Autumn, the snow season is there. There's pneumonia, high fever is called as pneumonia. And now life is gone. Whose life is gone? Mr. Burman. Character sketch of Mr. Burman. We want to know that. We must know that, Mr. Berman character. We must know that Sui's character, and we must know that John C's characters here. So that's the end of this portion, is it? It's a very good story, right? So far, it's bring it very nicely by Ho Henry. Very good one. Don't forget Sui, don't forget John C, and don't don't ever forget our hero, Mr. Berman. And we are thanks to Mr. Henry for such wonderful short story given to us. See, that's all. That's all today. Take care. Bye.